Ladies and gentlemen, this is 10-Minute Drill. A programming note to begin. We had a very different episode planned for yesterday, Thursday, that we started recording on Wednesday that focused on topics like climate change, like the terrible stabbing in North Carolina, like Kamala Harris's book excerpts. But with everything that happened, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and the important conversation going on around that, we've decided to shelve that for now. Those are important topics, and there will be a time to discuss them, but it didn't feel right. It felt out of touch to get into those things, particularly those with more levity. There will be a time for that. But for now, we want to continue to focus on some of these issues. First, today, the latest in the manhunt to find the assassin who shot down Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University on Wednesday. That manhunt continues with the FBI and Utah authorities working together, chasing down a person of interest that we have seen images of. At the time of our recording, that manhunt is continuing. Hopefully by the time this airs on Friday morning, you will have more information about what happened there. One of the most poignant moments of Wednesday night as this was unfolding was Utah Governor Spencer Cox in a press conference giving an update, but also urging the American people to pray and to think about this moment.
Our nation is broken. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere.
On Thursday afternoon, Governor Cox and Utah officials welcomed Vice President J.D. Vance to Utah. Vice President Vance met the Kirk family and will be taking the casket, Charlie's casket, back to Phoenix on Air Force Two, an honor for Charlie and his family. One thing that really struck me on Wednesday night into Thursday, as I scrolled through my Instagram feed, seeing a lot of beautiful tributes, people sharing the videos of Charlie hugging his kids, interspersed with a lot of messages about Charlie's politics and what role they might have played in this. And it really is striking to see how so many people have been conditioned to accept political violence, to believe that this is the cost of doing business in our democracy. There are so many elected officials who will say we must protect our democracy and at the same time say this is an acceptable outcome. And I think that a lot of people have very eloquently pointed out that we need to turn down the temperature in this country. And I think that begins with so much of the news, the media, the content that we're getting every day that gets people thinking that it was justified for a lunatic to gun down a healthcare CEO, for people to shoot their political opponents for certain views. If you call someone a fascist or a Nazi enough times, someone out there is going to believe that they are. And they're going to think that it is incumbent upon them to stop that threat to democracy, even though that is not a threat. That is what democracy is. That free speech, discourse, debate is what our country was built on and founded on. And at this moment, I would never try to speak for Charlie, but I think I can say Charlie would want more debate after this. He would want more events. He would want more of the discourse that he tried to foster every day. Because if this event did anything to change the way that that happens going forward, the way that debates happen on college campuses, then the terrorists win. Yesterday, the United States remembered the 24th anniversary of September 11th. President Trump spent the morning at the Pentagon Memorial.
In America, we take blows, but we never buckle. We bleed, but we do not bow. And we defy the fear, endure the flames, and emerge from the crucible of every hardship stronger, prouder, and greater.
Later in the evening, President Trump attended a Yankee game in New York, which to me felt especially poignant because I have very strong memories of President Bush just a month after September 11th throwing out that first pitch in Yankee Stadium, a moment that's been memorialized and crystallized for years because of how it made our country feel. People of all political stripes watched that moment, watched President Bush go out there despite the security threats, the warnings that the entire world was adjusting to in a post 9/11 world. President Bush stepped out there and threw a beautiful first pitch and reminded everybody we're back. Not to equate 9/11 to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I don't know what the unifying moment will be after Charlie Kirk's assassination that helps bring people back together. And I do desperately hope we don't have more of this political violence before we get there. But it does need to change. We have to somehow find a way to break through this barrier that we all put up online where we see other people on the other side of the political aisle or the other people on the other side of the phone as not real people. That is how you get this kind of extremism, where you believe if you disagree with my ideas, you are an evil person. It's not the case. The discourse of ideas is what makes our country work, and we cannot let it be the thing that makes our country destroyed. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.